Welcome viewers to the 10th round of the 2025 season. Will you join us here for our 4th ever joint Northern and Southern event here in the Midlands at Daytona Tamworth. 62 drivers are racing in this event, making it our 3rd biggest of all time. And in this video, we'll be focusing on the lightweight split 1 final race of the day. This is the race that consists of all of the top lightweight drivers in the EKS. It's Callum Bendelow who's starting on pole position for this race. He's starting alongside Luke Dodman on the front row of the grid. Luke Dodman is a runner-up here in the latest season of Tamworth's D-Max Super Champs. Matthew Clarke, meanwhile, has had a strong day at the office. He starts up in P3 alongside Matthew Boulton, who has won both of the races so far. Louis Draper, meanwhile, is starting in P5. He's starting alongside Tom Shipman here, whilst William Kenny starting up in P7, having started off the day racing in lightweight split 2. He's starting on row 4 alongside Chris Phillips. David Gaskin, meanwhile, he's starting in 9th position alongside James King. He's had a struggling day so far. We're hoping for a good result here in the last race of the day. Whilst Adam Barras is starting in P11 on his first visit to Daytona Tamworth. He's starting on row 6 alongside Lewis Blench. Whilst Jamie Chase has had a day to forget here. He won this event here back in April, but he's starting down in 13th position for this race. He starts in 13th place alongside Adam Palmer, who had an incident with earlier on today, whilst Thomas Williams is starting in 15th place alongside Barry Lakes. Freddie Winskell, meanwhile, is starting in 17th position, whilst Adam Horton won the last race in lightweight split 2. As a result, he's been promoted up to lightweight split 1, and he starts this race in 18th.
So then, here we are for the final lightweight split 1 race of the day, and Callum Bendelow knows from pole position all he needs is a good finish here to seal the Southern lightweight crown for the very first time. But he has got competition here as we get going at Tamworth then, and look at Matthew Clarke jumping past Luke Dodman for P2 on the run through the first corner. A very strong start there as Dodman loses another position to Matthew Boulton, so it's the same 3 at the front as we've seen the last couple of races. Clarke up the inside into turn 4, and it looked like Bendelow very much left the way open as we see Dodman try to get back on terms with Boulton there. So our top 4 all jostling for position there, but it looked like a very quick start from Matthew Clarke. How quick was it exactly, Luke?
Yeah, it was very close, Matthew Clarke, to the kart in front. You need to keep a kart length gap to the kart in front all the way up until the start line at the race start, and it looked to me like Matthew Clarke was a little bit too close. I'm just getting confirmation now that Matthew Clarke, the leader of this race, unfortunately has received a 5-second penalty for being too close to the kart in front then at the race start. As we can see from the drone shot now, there is all manner of action going on behind. James King just made a double overtake on David Gaskin and William Kenny. Chris Phillips trying to get through on them too. And now look at this, we've got an absolute mess of karts going into this final corner. We've got one in the wall. I think, is that David Gaskin there who's just clipped the side barrier coming out of the final corner? And there's a train of karts that just come through, and they were going 2 abreast with each other through the final hairpin there, and a few of them have got through. But as we reach the end of lap number 1, it's Matthew Clarke leading Callum Bendelow. You've got Matthew Boulton ahead of Luke Dodman, and it's Tom Shipman doing a great job up in at P5 ahead of Louis Draper, and you've got James King who's just broken clear of that pack of karts ahead of William Kenny, who's at the front of that train. You can see on board with Jamie Chase now, he's got that whole train of karts in front of him. We've got side-by-side action between, I think it's Barry Lakes and David Gaskin in front. David Gaskin's been hanging out to dry there coming out of turn number 6. You've got Lewis Blench, he's trying to feed in to the action as well, trying to get in on the action. You've got a couple of karts ahead of him as well as we reach the end of lap number 2.
Yeah, but it wasn't just Kenny that was getting squeezed on that first lap. We saw Adam Horton go backwards into the wall as he fought with Freddie Winskell, and that's put Horton right to the back, as you can see. But the fight up front continuing. Callum Bendelow will be aware from the timing board that that car in front of him of Matthew Clarke has potentially got that 5-second penalty hanging over him. So Callum Bendelow may not even have to make a move to win this race, but nonetheless there is that threat from behind of Matthew Boulton that Bendelow want to be well clearer before Boulton gets a chance to attack then as we continue lap 3. Meanwhile, Shipman defending well from Draper and King in the fight for 5th position, so that is going to rumble on, as well as this intense mid-pack fight as you see Jamie Chase going up the inside of who is that just in front? Was that Lewis Blench he's squabbling away with? Yes, well remembered there, and he's trying to go up the inside of him into turn 9, and again Blench closes the door. No way through for Jamie Chase in that green suit. You can see Adam Palmer, his old friend, closing up to the back of him, desperate to snatch a way through into the top 13 here.
Yeah, so it's the 12th position. Lewis Blanch got Jamie Chase, I believe, in 13th place, just waiting for the time and tower to update as they come across the start and finish line. But further up ahead, as you say, it's Matthew Clarke who continues to lead this race. Unfortunately, though, with that 5-second penalty, so it's Callum Bendelow who's got the net lead of this race. It's Matthew Boulton now running in P3. Luke Dodman is closing up on him. He's heading to turn 6. Luke Dodman is a regular here at Daytona Tamworth, just finished second in the last season of Tamworth's DMAX Super Championship. Matthew Boulton, meanwhile, he's a standard part of DMAX Super Championship from back in 2023. So we've got 2 DMAX Super Championship front runners racing against one another here. Luke Dodman, he's sizing up Matthew Boulton. He's going to go up the inside into turn 10. No, he's not. It's a very easy overtaking spot there. You can send it up the inside as the person goes over to the right. He's going to go for the move into the final corner. No, he's not. Luke Dodman sitting behind for the time being. Probably also thinking about the long game here. This is obviously a 12-minute race, so we've got 8 minutes to go. Probably doesn't want to start fighting yet. He's also got to think about the leaders. You've got Matthew Clarke with that 5-second penalty. You want to stay within 5 seconds of him so that you don't lose out. Also looking slightly further behind Tom Shipman in the Insurance Packer car. He's been overtaken by Louis Draper, and now just as I say that, he gets overtaken by James King as well. So Tom Shipman, he's lost 2 positions here in the last lap, going backwards slightly now in this race. He'll be hoping to stop that backward trend. He hasn't got any carts immediately behind him now. He's got a 3-second gap back to that huge train of carts which Will Kenny leads, but yeah, Tom Shipman has now dropped down to P7.
As we see Will Kenny all over the back of, I think, Adam Barris now in the fight, just in the lower regions of the top 10 as well. That continues to rumble on then. But yeah, up front, Bendelow patiently waiting really for Matthew Clarke to make a mistake. Oh, and a bit of drama.
Yeah, Jamie Chase, he just picked up 2 cars at once as Chris Phillips had a bit of a coming together with Barry Lakes. In my opinion, Barry Lakes squeezed Chris Phillips then after going up his inside into turn number 9. Barry Lakes in squeezed Chris going in at 2 turn 10, and it's Barry Lakes who came off worst from that, unfortunately for him, and he's pretty much gone round there. Let Jamie Chase through. Jamie Chase got through, and Lewis Blanch as well, caught up before, so Jamie Chase made up 3 positions in 2 corners then, and he's doing a good job now of making his way through the field. As we just saw on the previous lap as well, James King made a move on top Shimon into turn number 4, so James King doing well here, coming through the field. He's now up into P6, and he's on the back bumper of Louis Draper as he heads through turn number 8 now. So James doing well, recovering from a slightly weak start to the day. Adam Horton as well, he's catching back up to the train of carts in front. He had that spin on lap 1, which we're just seeing a replay of now. He unfortunately lost it on cold tyres going into turn number 3, but he's doing a good job here of running the pack back in. He just got through on Adam Palmer, who's involved in an incident. He's making up ground here as well. I'm just seeing on the drone footage as well, just caught a brief glimpse of, I think that was Lewis Blanch going up the inside, and on the gyro it was over that, or William Kenny going into turn number 11, as Luke Dodman continues to be on the back of Matthew Boulton as well now as they head through turn number 5. Luke Dodman going to go for the move out the inside. Yes, he is indeed. He sends it up the inside of Matthew Boulton. Going into turn 6, and Luke Dodman, he's now up into P3. What a move that was by Luke Dodman. He just saw it coming, lined it up and sent it up the inside. Great move by him, as Jamie Chase as well. He's caught right up to William Kenny. Now Jamie Chase doing a great drive here through the field. I think it's David Gaskin as well who's in front of William Kenny. So Jamie Chase doing a great job here, running, I believe, up in P10.
Yeah, Sherman Chase, of course, won the last time we were here in Tamworth. Up the inside into turn 10 then, and that's on Kenny that he's just passed. So another place gained for Jamie Sherman Chase, so I think it's gotten himself up to P8 now, as now Dodman is released. That's crucial for him because he dropped about 2 seconds behind Matthew Clarke. Clarke, even with that 5-second penalty, has still got a chance to finish on the podium. Horton in some action now. He's caught up to the rear of the field.
Yeah, Adam Horton there, good move on Freddie Winscoe, got the run on him coming out of the final hairpin, and Adam Horton, he's through, so that's the guy who Adam started with at the start of the race, and after his spin, he's caught him right back up. So Adam Horton on a great drive here, who won the previous race in Split 2. This is his first time racing in lightweight Split 1. He's doing a great job here of coming through the field. He's now got Chris Phillips in front of him, I believe, who he's sizing up. He's up his inside too, and that's a great move again by Adam Horton. So that's 2 people he's overtaken on this lap, and Adam Horton, he's now up into, I believe, that is 15th position or 16th position, something like that. It will clock up on the time tower at the end of this lap. Adam Horton doing a good job here of coming through the field. Meanwhile, at the front of the field, Callum Bendelow, he's caught right up here to Matthew Clarke. He was actually on his back bumper on the previous laps, lost slightly in the lap since then, but he's caught right up to him, and this is going to be a battle for the lead, surely, in the dying moments of this race.
Yeah, but very, very restrained from Bendelow. Knows he doesn't have to make the move to win the race, and indeed the Southern Lightweight Championship, but there's so much pressure on his shoulders. He's dealt with it so superbly well so far in this event, of course, but he knows he cannot afford to stumble at this final hurdle. His family watching on just next to me in the commentary box have been cheering him on all day, and how dearly they'd love to see him win it. As we see is that Williams under attack from Adam Horton as well, who's trying to get up into 14th position there, but Williams just fends Adam off there for another lap. 3.5 minutes left to go on the clock then, and the order still is Clarke with Bendelow looking to inherit victory with the 5-second penalty. Then it's Dodman, and then Matthew Boulton.
Yeah, good job by Matthew Boulton as well. He's our interviewer by day, racing in the series for the first time since he won the heavyweight championship back in 2023. He's doing a good job here, won the first 2 races. Looks like he's going to get the overall victory as well at this rate if he stays in P4 as he is. Adam Horton now on the back bumper of Thomas Williams, tried to go around the outside of him through turn 6 on the previous lap, didn't make it work, but he's got the run on him now. He's going to go for a send here into turn 4. It's very easily doable into turn 4.
Look at King, sorry, James King side by side with Draper there as they go through 7 and 8. Sorry to cut across you there, Luke, but that was very aggressive there. So Louis Draper had been sort of biding his time behind Boulton, and now he might be out of time because King has really upped his game in these final couple of laps.
Yeah, that was a good overtaking opportunity and overtaking attempt there by James. Not made it work, as we were saying, that Adam Horton just went to the inside of Thomas Williams. Sorry, Thomas got him back on exit. Can I also just say, Jamie Shimon Chase, what a great job he is doing here. Started down in P13 and now he's up to, I think it's around about 8th or 9th position. We'll just wait for that timing tower to update on the left hand side. He's caught up to David Gaskin. He's also caught up to the train of carts in front of him. So Jamie Shimon Chase with 2 minutes left of this race doing a very good job indeed. I think it's Adam Barris just ahead of him. So yeah, Jamie making up good spaces here. He'll be looking for a good result. Remember, Jamie is the Northern Lightweight Championship lead at the moment. He'll be looking to extend his Lightweight Championship lead today. Barry Lakes is his main rival in the Northern Lightweight Championship alongside Callum Bendelow. And Barry Lakes having a bit of a weak round, to be honest. He's struggled with these new carts here at Tamworth. He's a little bit further down the order, down in 12th position. So Jamie will be hoping to make gains on Barry in the championship.
Of course, these are the carts that they used to use at Sandown Park as well, so it's the Southern carts. Will end it up as, brilliant move up the inside from Adam Horton, but he's under attack himself as they go through turn 10 there, so that was opportunistic and a half through turn 9, and Horton is up into the top 14, but look at Shimon Chase about to be pushed to the outside there as he tries to get past. Is that Adam Barris there for P9 then, and meanwhile the Dodman, Boulton, Draper, King fight for P3 rages on. Dodman is starting to lose touch with Bendelow and Clarke, and that's a very good news for Matthew Clarke, who's desperate to only lose 1 position rather than 2 here.
Like you say, Matthew Clarke with that 5-second penalty, he's hoping to stay ahead of that train of carts after his 5-second penalty is applied. It's only a 3.3 second gap back to the train of carts for the time being. But to continue to battle here, then that gap will extend out at a rate of knots. You can see from the drone shot, you can see Matthew Clarke has Callum Bendelow sitting behind him prettily. Then you've got Luke Dodman ahead of Matthew Boulton. You've got Luke Draper with James King right on his back bumper. Then you've got this train of carts further behind as well. You've got Tom Shipman who's dropped back. He's now in the clutches of JB Shipman Chase. There's side-by-side action right behind him as well between those 2 carts behind him. I believe that's Will Kenny and David Gaskin who are going side by side through the final hairpin then, but yeah, you can see Matthew Clarke still out of the lead of the race. Then that train of 4 carts coming through shot, then the remaining train of 4 carts down Barris, and David Gaskin who is together further down the order, going on board now with James Shipman Chase in that pack of carts. You see Tom Shipman in front, goes hard on the defensive into turn 6. James Shipman Chase, so he's got the cut back here, going into turn number 7. Surely he's not going to be able to make this work. He hangs it around the outside through turn 7. He is through, as is Adam Barris. He's slipped through too, and there is David Gaskin. He's just come through on Tom Shipman too. So what a move that was by Jamie Shipman Chase for an off-camber corner around the outside of turn 7. He just hung it round, become the inside for turn 8. He is through, as other 2 carts that were behind him, they followed him through too. So that was unlucky there for Tom Shipman. He lost 3 positions there. He's now down to, I believe, P8 as they now head into the final lap of this race. You can see that train of carts as well. They are now starting to battle in the battle for 3rd position. Luke Dodman's just dropped Matthew Boulton as he was getting overtaken then by Louis Draper, fending him off for the time being. James King is sniffing all over the back of Louis Draper too. Can he get through here on the last lap of the race? James King is trying to go around the outside of Louis Draper. What a move that is by James King on the outside on turn 8. That is a completely unconventional overtaking spot. But as we reach the end of the race, it's Matthew Clarke who's going to win on the road, and it's Callum Bendelow who's going to win after penalties, and it's Callum Bendelow who is the 2025 EKS Southern Lightweight Champion. As Luke Dodman comes home as well in P3, just about gets within 5 seconds of Matthew Clarke, comes up across the line, 4.3 seconds behind him. And as we wait for the timing tower to update, has Matthew Boulton lost out? He has just about lost out. He's 5.2 seconds behind Matthew Clarke at the end there. So it's Matthew Clarke who comes home in at P3 after penalties are applied ahead of Matthew Boulton. He comes across the line then in 4th position ahead of James King, who got past Louis Draper right at the end then, and it's Louis Draper who comes home in 6th. It's Callum Bendelow then who took both the win and the title as he came home 3.6 seconds ahead of Luke Dodman, with Matthew Clarke coming home in P3 after penalties, and Matthew Boulton just about missed out by 0.2 of a second as he came in 4th position. It's James King who got past Louis Draper then at the end of that race. He came home in 5th place ahead of Louis, whilst Jamie Sherman Chase made his way all the way up to P7, having started the race down in 13th place. He got into 7th place on the penultimate lap of that race. He came home just ahead of Adam Barras, with David Gasking side by side with Adam Barras at the finish line, whilst Tom Shipman unfortunately missed out and finished in 10th. Barry Lakes meanwhile came home in 11th position ahead of Will Kenny, whilst Lewis Blanche struggled to get through the field day. He showed good pace but finished down in 13th in the end. Adam Horton did a fantastic job of recovering through the field to finish up in 14th place. He was flying through the field there and had race leading pace, whilst Thomas Williams came home in 15th place ahead of Freddie Winskell. Chris Phillips came home in 17th place. Fortunately, did not appear on the timing tower in that race due to a transponder issue, but he came home in 17th place, whilst Adam Parham unfortunately did not finish. I am here now with what is, we think, the top 3 overall in the lightweight class, and well, we're with the winner on circuit from that race, Matthew Clarke, and the winner after penalties, Callum Bendelow. Callum, first of all, how was that race for you?
It was good. I saw he had a penalty. I was like, okay, I just need to follow him to make sure I don't go take any risk. But I managed to keep his pace and follow him till the end, and yeah, not too bad at all. So I'll take wherever it was. So I'll happy.
And Matthew, Matthew Clarke, there's 2 Matthews here. That race was absolutely brilliant. We'll ignore obviously the start. It was brilliant. How was it?
Yeah, performance-wise, that was more or less as flawless as I could do it. Just a shame about the having the start. I would like to see the drone footage just so I can understand where I went wrong. Because the other 2 starts I bogged down a little bit. That one I didn't, so I thought I'd done better on that one. So possibly a little too good.
And finally, we have our interviewer now being interviewed, Matthew Wilson. What a day this has been for you.
Yeah, it's been a good day overall. Big return, and glad to see I've still got it a little bit.
You still got it, yeah. And when's the last time you drove a car?
Clay picture to BUKC, I have no idea when that was.
Yeah, so yeah, you did fantastically well. I know you 3 are the ones in contention for the overall victory. We'll find out on the podium ceremony soon. Who's won it?